th- Wait right there. Hold on for a second. Not ready yet. Just 1 minute. Wait. Ah, crap. Okay, where did I leave? Where's the switch? There we go. Hello, and welcome to the first show of our second year of the Gamers Table.
We've done this for a year.
That's it. This is show number 53 regular weekly episodes. That doesn't count our special editions and so forth.
Holy cow. It's a lot of episodes
every
week, and we're not getting paid for it either.
No.
That needs to change.
Hello, and welcome to the Gamers Table. The Gamers Table?
The Gamers Table? You got a cold?
I
think Ben got a cold.
Welcome to the Gamers Table.
Thank you. It is Monday, not Monday. And we're reviewing Potion Making Practice. It's another Russian game sent to us from Moscow that's still so freaking cool.
They make a good game.
I like this game a lot more than I should, considering how simple of a game it is, how sort of random it can be. As you open the game box, a lesson of potions begins. At the end, a student of the Sorcery College who manages to make more magical elixirs and powders than the others, or even proves his ability to summon magical creatures or create enchanted talismans, will be rewarded with the highest mark. A period at the end of that long sentence. It's all one sentence.
Wow.
A player earns victory points for every element he collects and for every alchemical formula he completes successfully. More complex formulas bring more points. When the game ends, a player who earned maximum points wins.
I like the, if you can call it, the theme of the game. I like the whole idea of making potions. Seems cool. But really, there's not a whole lot of choice. Odds are, if you're lucky, if you can make one potion in your hand. So there's really no choice.
What you're doing is making potions. That sounds very boring. You start out with a table of elements on there. You can only ever pull from there or from your hand to make a potion. And you combine ingredients and make a potion, and you put that down in front of you and you score. Now, once you've got that down, sometimes potions require other potions that are on the table. You'll score the full points if you make that potion, but you share it with everybody you took potions from. So you're getting score for everybody.
It's not terribly exciting, but it is enjoyable. There is player interaction to a certain extent. It's kind of a screw you thing where you're taking ingredients somebody might need, or you use their potion when they really wanted to use it to make their potion or something like that. But the making of the potions is the fun thing, keeping an eye on what everyone else has got out there, making the best of what's available to you.
There is the potion. These are the ingredients for that potion, and that is an ingredient that's laid down on the table that anyone can choose to grab. And once
You mean the recipe for
the
the
recipe. It's the recipe. Those are the recipe for that potion. Isn't that what I said?
You said ingredients.
Ingredients, well, same thing. Ingredients is it's the recipe.
Apparently, there are more important things than fame. You know where that's from, don't you?
No.
They do.
Oh, okay. So,
Write in and tell Ken where it was from.
Tell me what it's from.
If you can make something, it obviously makes sense to make something than to just throw an ingredient out to help somebody else. And in that sense, there's not much skill involved in the game. Like, there are some skill involved, like when you go to play a spell to see what is your best bang for your buck as far as which card you claim back or take with the different spell cards.
Up in the top corner, as Ken was describing the card, there's the points you get for it if you make that potion.
And the fun thing about this too is you get points for whatever potion you make, but if you're using, so you got 2 potions on here, not just a little flower or whatever it is. What are you doing over there?
I just said this. He's gonna say it again.
What? Do you get the points from divide up the points?
Yeah, I did.
Well,
say
I
all
don't
that.
pay attention to
I
you.
know.
Why would I pay attention to you?
See, that's how he loses the game. He
I
doesn't
don't
pay
want to hear
attention.
you. Shut up.
And there's some spells, occasional spell that they don't come up very often. I think there's only a few of them in the whole game that can allow you some extra choice, and might be a game changer. And actually, for me, it was. I won one game, and the spells helped me out at the very last minute.
There's 3 different types of spells, right? There's the Eureka, the Transformation,
Decomposition.
Decomposition.
I enjoy the whole concept of making potions. I guess it's got a theme. The theme is integral to the game. You can't take the theme away from the game and have the game be the same. That always really boosts the game up for me. The game ends after you've gone through the entire deck and gotten rid of all the cards in your hand.
Right.
Usually by the end of the game, you're just kind of throwing your last cards back to the desk of...
I ended up using every last card in my hand.
Or you're laughing and still creating potions right down to the last card, and everybody else is wishing they could throw stuff at you.
Yes.
Okay, this is from Bruno. Hi guys. First, I'd like to say that I really enjoy seeing your reviews at the Gamers Table. Also, I bought Castle Ravenloft after seeing your review, so know that you have a great responsibility.
Why would you buy Castle Ravenloft after her review? We kind of weren't big
That
fans
was
of Castle
still good.
Ravenloft.
We gave it a
It
good
wasn't that
rating
bad of a
and
number.
showed him what was in it. I mean, if you just want to know,
It was hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Hard.
Endless amounts of monsters.
Yes. But he also likes art. So do I.
So do you, yeah.
Okay.
I think everybody likes your shirt, though. And
So,
apricot, orange, whatever color you want to call it.
about the contest,
Wasn't very
I really
good.
think that the coolest, funniest moment was in episode 2 when Craig yells, Control!
No, it was much better like Kitro.
I
you-
can't help but imagine him as a dwarf with a pointy helmet and battle axe.
From Chicago.
Yeah. It's me, Mario. Here's the part where we're going to show you our favorite moments from the first year of the Gamers Table.
And keep in mind, there's a lot of favorite moments.
yeah.
There's a lot of
It was,
crazy,
it was
silly
hard
moments.
to pick just one. I guess we'll start with my moment.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
But my favorite moment in the Gamers Table, well, I have lots of favorites, but I had to choose a stretch of time in one game. It would be the Middle Earth quest. Starting with Craig trying to just naming off different characters in the Lord of the Rings universe. And he was naming off like everybody but Gandalf, probably the most popular character in the Lord of the Rings.
It takes place after The Hobbit, but before The Lord of the Rings. So you're seeing all the characters from The Lord of the Rings in the game. Denethor, Saruman, other people. Dane 2. Gandalf, that's the one I couldn't come. And okay, you call yourself a Tolkien fan and you can't remember the name Gandalf? Fool.
Craig added in the Gandalf all over the screen. It's like, Gandalf, you fool! And then he finally figured it out and he was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't think of Gandalf. And I thought that was funny, especially with the added on to the screen.
His tongue flubbed or something. I just went, "Bleh." Brain fart. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but
But that's
what-
not
yeah.
what you picked, is it?
I think, there's been a lot of fun moments where a lot of it has been bugging Chris about what he said, or Craig's what he said, or maybe some one-liners I've got in there. But I think one of the things that actually had me laughing out loud, like just almost not quite in tears or anything like that, but had me laughing out loud, not just amused, was one moment where we're reviewing, I can't remember exactly which review it was or what time it was in the video or anything like that right now, but I remember one particular moment. We're talking, or one of us is talking, Craig or I, and Chris is over here on my left, playing with baggies or something, trying to get a baggie open.
It just, the rule book right from the start lost me. And the mechanics, I just can't, all the different strategies I've tried, I just can't seem to get anywhere on it. So yeah, I'm giving it a 5.
Craig puts that text up over his face, over Chris's face, saying, the annoying guy from the movie theater. I just thought that was freaking hilarious because we weren't really even paying attention to him too much. Maybe a glance over there or something. But we're talking and I saw that and immediately I was like, yes, because we go to the movies all the time and I can't stand these people. Get the freaking bag open and hurry it up. Oh, the longer you take, the more annoying it is. That was probably one of my favorite moments right there.
Okay, so yeah, I guess all that was left is me, so here's mine. My favorite moment from the Gamers Table's first year would have to be the special episode 21 when I did the Red Dwarf show. Yeah, Holly, could you look up the score we gave in the database? Okay, check in the database. Yep, that's the database. What was the score? Well, I've got an IQ of 6,000, don't I? 6,000. What was the score? Oh, I have always enjoyed the show Red Dwarf. It's a British sci-fi comedy show. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. It's kind of funny, and I like doing that. And it was a lot of fun, and it came off very well. You slammed me. Ken slammed Chris, and I picked one of my own.
All right, yeah.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Gamers Table, Randomness in Board Games.
Hi.
Hey,
Recently, we received an email from one of our fans asking us about randomness in board games. Hey, this one is from Johannes. Hi guys, I enjoy your show. I noticed that Chris don't like randomness in games. I like randomness in games very much. With randomness in a game, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you have to adjust your strategy all the time, and even if you fall behind, you just might get that lucky break and come back into the game. Randomness in a game is also good if people of different skill level are playing together, because it will be more fun for the less experienced player. Of course, games can be too random, so you don't have any influence on whether you win or not. First, a question to Chris. What is it about randomness in game that you don't like, and is there a game with a lot of randomness that you enjoy anyway?
some randomness is okay. Like just pure dice rolling where the dice control every aspect of your turn. That is no fun. Like Monopoly, where you roll and oh look, I landed on a hotel. Oh look, I'm out of the game. Like you have absolutely no control. You have to have some control on games, or what? Why are you playing them? If you got no choice in the outcome.
Depends on how, like, the theme of the game too. If it's meant to be wacky and just chaotic, then that's one thing. But if it's meant to be a structured game and you've got a strategy, you're proceeding along and everything like that, and then one thing just destroys that thing, you got to start over. It's like there's no recovery from it at all. There's nothing you can defend against.
I agree with randomness in cooperative games, because that's something that throws everybody off and everyone works together to try to compensate for it. But in competitive games, randomness should be toned down, I think.
It's still, you've got an overall strategy to work on too. It's not just you just throw a bunch of pieces in and roll. Okay, no. You're not going to get anywhere with that. You still have to have some semblance of strategy and think things through. The dice rolling just, to me, represents life. Everything's random. You can make the best laid plans, but things, life happens.
I don't mind dice. For the most part, I mean, something like Arkham Horror, where a 5 or 6 is a success, unless you're blessed, and then a 4, 5, 6 is a success, or if you're cursed, and then only a 6 is a success. But, when you're rolling sometimes upwards of 10 or 11 dice, well, I only need 2 successes, I got a pretty good chance. Okay, and something like Wrath of Ashardalon or Castle Ravenloft, where you're rolling the famous D20 of Doom, as Chris refers to it, because he seems to always roll low and not be able to hit anything. I don't mind that either, because it's usually about 50-50 or thereabouts for you to hit the monster. Of course, it's also a 50-50 for the monster to hit you, so that's not always great. But I don't mind dice.
You can't stop.
I guess Conquest of Neurath, I like Can't Stop because there's the odds. Odds I might roll these, but odds are I might not. And it's kind of a press your luck. You keep rolling. Oh, maybe I can do it again. Maybe I can do it again. Oh, I just failed. Type of thing. I don't like the randomness that all of a sudden, your game plan's good, all of a sudden a card comes up and your whole game plan gets totally put out of whack. That doesn't make any sense. When it comes to randomness, I prefer cards. Something you got an idea what's in the deck, you got know roughly the odds that are going to come up, and you can anticipate what's coming out. Like with, say, a regular deck of cards.
Cards, even though you've got, like Chris doesn't like dice games too much, but even in games where there are no dice, you've still got decks of cards, you've got the other players. You don't know exactly what they're going to do. You can kind of guess what they're going to do, make an educated guess, or if you know them well enough, you know how they play, but they can still surprise you. Any deck you get, you shuffle, so you don't know what order they're coming up in.
Cards, again, you draw a bunch of cards and you have some options there. You don't have all the options all the time. The one that I like least, you all know it all by now, tiles. Because, there's a specific example from one game, it's a war type game. So you need to be able to build up your forces. You get your forces by drawing random tiles from the freaking bag. The problem is, you need a red one to beat the guy. You don't have a red one in your collection of tiles, so you throw them away and pull out new ones. You still don't get any red ones. Now, it's not like you rolled low. It's not like you forgot to build up your forces. You randomly didn't get any forces, which is ridiculous. It's a war game. I would have built red guys.
I think one game in particular, an expansion that I found very random and just totally messed you up, was Carcassonne with the dragon. Link that one there. I was doing very well. I was getting all my cloisters and everything. I was getting into cities, working my way into cities, and then all of a sudden, okay, the dragon just suddenly pops over here, and people start eating up your pieces. Like, okay, all that work, all that strategy, I planned out very well, and everything like that, just wasted.
I think randomness is okay in certain aspects of the game. It shouldn't make or break the game for anyone. If the randomness can just totally break somebody, that's no fun. There should be a little bit in there, or at least a catch-up mechanism, so the people who are in last place or trailing behind actually feel like they're still contributing, having fun. If that's the only way the game ends is by making a bad roll, laying on someone's hotel, that maybe there's something wrong with that game.
I know for one thing, this is my point here. Like, Chris doesn't like dice games because they are very random, and I agree too. You don't know what you're going to roll. That's extremely random and chaotic. But it's not just dice games that can be random. I know they are pure randomness. It's very hard to control the dice. People can do it to a certain extent. But card games, anytime you get a deck of cards and you shuffle them up, you don't know what's going to come up next. If there are multiples, people count cards and stuff like that. But when you don't know what the next card is going to be, that's a randomness. You don't also know what other people are going to do. You can get an idea of what their personality's like, what they might do, or the way you look at the board and see what their situation is. They might do this, but you still can't know 100% for certain what they're going to do unless you got absolutely no options.
Yeah, sometimes
that's randomness too. That's life, you know.
Sometimes a game sort of balances out that randomness. Like in Arkham Horror, you roll dice for combat, and that's obviously going to be really random. You got to get a 5 or 6 for a success, but you can get the weapons that stack it up. That you're rolling dice, but you need to get one success, a 5 or 6, and you're rolling 10 dice. You toss them in the tower. Boom, you're going to get a success, pretty much guaranteed.
Now,
well, like the blessed card in Arkham.
Yeah.
So that improves your chances.
Arkham Horror I don't mind because it's based on D6s. Ravenloft I had a real problem with it because it's based on D20s. It's got to be more about skill than just roll the dice and, oh, I'm dead. But some random aspects do add a little bit of flavor to it.
So thanks for watching our special Randomness in Board Games episode. If you have any other specific topics about board games that you'd like us to cover in one of these special episodes, send us an email.
For about 2 months, I think we've had running a contest and the Gamers Table that all you had to do was pick your favorite Gamers Table moment and send us an email telling it what it was. And the votes are in. Here are all the people in this giant drum, as
Shrunk
promised.
them down?
Yeah, they're all little tiny people.
Wow.
In there.
Don't shake them up too much, man. Yeah.
And we're going to draw one of those names after we show you the top 10 moments as selected by you, the viewers of the Gamers Table. And here we go, starting off with clip number 10.
How do you spell Mazziar's?
I don't know, it's your damn name.
All right.
I believe it's spelled Moron.
Number 9.
But when you're looking for where's Griffin Forest, you look at the whole thing and it'd be right in front of you and you just can't seem to find
Yeah,
it.
it's a little.
Over and over again, you can't find things. Maybe we're just all getting feeble-minded, but
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, probably.
Our 8th most favorite moment from the Gamers Table is...
Ooh, random tile collection. Clip number 7. Lucky number 7. I shouldn't say that because then people think it's fixed if you win the contest. Anyway, this is the 7th most popular clip as voted by you.
There's 2 different paintings for, well, there's, I like art. Number 6.
Players take turns with play always passing clockwise to the left. On your turn, your minions attack your opponents. Then you may create a chain of orders from your hand. However, your opponents may add their own cards to your chain when you are done.
Our 5th most favorite moment of the Gamers Table is...
Endless amounts of monsters.
Here's the 4th most popular. Just like you.
Yes. Frickin' smack you, Baldy.
So I enter the contest.
Your 3rd favorite moment.
Dave Troll!
Here's number 2.
That is because the house is always the same. Every time I either slide down the damn coal chute or fall through the stupid and broken floor room into the basement, can't find the stairs for the rest of the damn game. I went through it today just to prove the stairs from the basement tile is in this game. We just never find it.
He never finds it.
We don't
Nobody
even bother.
ever. I
We've
go
never-
upstairs all the
We
time.
have never got out of the basement except for the Mystic Elevator. That's the only way out.
Elevator's the only way out.
Our favorite moment. Our favorite moment from the Gamers Table.
It's easy to make fun of with all the, Cape Horn, Gate Horn, seaman jokes and San Francisco and all that. But
No,
Racing
actually,
sailing
why?
boats full of seamen.
Yes.
he likes to blow people one way and totally screw them.
You start on a wind tile so it can blow you.
No?
So all these innuendo that have come into being for this game.
Come into the game.
Shut up! And now the time has come.
Shake it up.
All the names are in here. So if you sent in a vote for the top 10, even if you didn't get into the top 10 most favorite ones, your name is in here, and
Hold it up a little higher. I'll pick. You gonna pick? Okay,
I'll
you
grab
pick.
Wow.
Boosh.
These are small. I'm just trying to get one. All right.
Who you got?
Daniel Holmstrom.
okay,
Cool.
Daniel,
Congratulations, Daniel.
I will send you an email with the list of different games you can pick from, and I have no idea when I'm going to ship it to you because it sounds like you just might be from Sweden or Norway or something, and oh my god, it's going to be expensive. But anyway, thanks for everybody for entering the contest. We really enjoyed getting to look through all our old episodes to see the favorite moments, and you picked some good ones, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good.
Yep.
Yeah. Glad you liked the show.
Very good.
So wrapping up for potion making practice. I'll give potion making practice a 9. Well, I would like to give this one a 10. But there's just
Might be
not
a bit
enough
much.
to it
Bit much.
to give it a 10. So I'm going to give this one a 9 because I enjoy it all the time and would like to play it every time we have a game session, which means it'll get played too much and then nobody will play it with me because I win too much and then Ken wins and
Only
then I win.
played a couple though.
You only played a couple.
Yeah,
I've only played.
I've played it more than that.
Still.
But definitely, I'm going to give this a 9. It is definitely worth picking up. And again, not much to the components. It's probably fairly inexpensive.
Let's see. I'm gonna give it 8.
Because sometimes you're still relying on what other people put down on the table. It's hard to really figure out a plan ahead of what you want to do. It's possible to a certain extent, but yeah, it's not overly exciting, but it's still quite a bit of fun to, help you. Sometimes you're helping people out, and you sometimes don't want to because they're maybe in second. And
How do you know if you're helping them out or not?
Well, if
Really?
they've got the potion, you need to create your own
Yeah,
potion.
you're giving them 4
You're giving
points.
them 4 points. And if they're in second, sometimes you might not have a choice. Like, you got to help them to get your
In this
potion
game,
up.
if you can make something,
So,
just
yeah.
make it. You don't think
Yeah.
about it. I give potion making a 7.5 because
Damn,
to me, there's not a whole lot of skill. It's just pretty much what you're drawing and what happens to come around when it gets to you. Like, if you can make something, then you make it. You don't discard to the table if you can make something. That you're just saying, no, I don't want the points. That doesn't make any sense.
I held back a couple of times when I.
Well, when I would have
I ended
an
up
option
winning.
where I had 2 options to choose from, and I would make the one that was going to clear ingredients off the table rather than the one that was going to leave some behind for people.
Yeah.
The points are usually fairly close in the games we've played.
Well, there's way too much chance involved. You draw a card, either you can make it or you can't make it. It's that simple. There's no really
then
way you can
There is a
alter it.
possibility of 16 different elements on there. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
you just
hard
gotta
to not be able to make
think about, well, that one hasn't
can have a
helped
run
me in
at
the
bad
last
luck.
few turns. Get rid of it. Pick something up.
drawing cards, and you couldn't make one. Sean couldn't make one. And I'm potion. Next round, potion.
Yeah, what's annoying is you go to put an ingredient down on the board because you always draw first. So you start with 4 in your hand, you draw, and then you either make a potion. So you always end up with back with 4 in your hand, but
Unless you play a spell.
unless you play a spell. But you put that ingredient down, nobody's laying down, so you want to get it down there so when it comes around, hopefully it's still there, and you can make your potion. And someone else grabs it. That sucks. It's frustrating.
Or as soon as you're finished your turn, you say, okay, I'm going to make this next, because they're both out there, and you're just waiting. Oh, somebody took it! Oh, somebody else put it back! Somebody took it again! Ah!
Sometimes it's not always the most enjoyable thing. Oh, you just luck of the draw kind of thing. But there is some decision making, and you thought, geez, that really hasn't helped me out for long as well. I'll get rid of that, put that down on the table. Maybe I'll get a point for it if it's a unique ingredient out there or something.
There is some strategy. Not a lot.
There's
of
some
strategy.
choice.
I guess I've never had the choice between 2 things. It's sort of like, oh look, I can make something. Hallelujah!
I can get points! Well, actually, that's the neat thing about it. As long as you have an element that's not out there, you can always get at least 1 point every turn.
Yes, but every potion is worth more than 1.
Yeah.
Though.
So that's it for another episode of
just
the
say
Gamers
so?
Table.
I said though.
I thought though.
That's what you thought. You thought.
Tune in next
Heard.
week for another
Puffer and
review
Thuckatash.
of another game.
Yep.
Uh huh.
Then go buy Lunar Market. Because this one is fun. Lunar Market is hard.
See ya.
Okay. Wow, we did a lot of games. Doo-dee-doo. Okay. Had a little Gamers Table moment there. Hey, there's a good one, yeah, the Gamers Table moment where you just sort of like, we've had a lot of those on the show. Sort of like, there's I like art. Oh, I'm just so off topic. Here's
What's your favorite game of the year? Were you not paying attention?
I like Galactica.
Lots of ways to lose the game. Lots and lots of ways to lose a game.
Touch of evil.
This game encourages table talk on the tournament.
Oh,
you're a dirty Cylon, you damn toaster.
No, you're a Cylon.
No, you're a Cylon. You're all a Cylon.
You're a Cylon.
Yeah, you're the Cylon.
I'm gonna execute you. Oh wait, you were human after all.
You can't execute me if you're in the
Dang.
brig.
So thanks for watching this special extended edition of the Gamers Table celebrating our 1st anniversary. Hopefully we'll be doing this again next year. And I'm telling you right now, you can't wait until our Halloween episode. Uh-oh. Gotta go.